the same things, the same things that are used, I mean, not the same things that are used, the same things that were used for the acceptance of homosexuality, and how people was condemning people, and how people was gaslighting people, and how people were manipulating people to get people to accept the belief that homosexuality should be accepted within society, and that homosexuality should be allowed, that it doesn't hurt anybody, and la 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 da yada 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 yada. All these tactics and all these tools that were used to push the acceptance of homosexuality will be used to push the acceptance of pedophilia. And the people that use these tactics and still fight and defend the acceptance of homosexuality will in no wise have any authority to try to combat or go against the acceptance of pedophilia, because they did the same thing. And they will stand in a hypocrite of that. And within the nature of life, you cannot, you can't go in that route, because you don't have the authority. So whatever you try to do with acting upon within that authority, when you don't have the requirements to stand in that state, you will fall, and you won't be able to stop what is coming. So the only way in which you can combat the acceptance of pedophilia within the society is having a no tolerance, having a no acceptance of it all, having no tolerance for pedophilia, having no acceptance for homosexuality, having no acceptance for transsexuality. All these problems stem from homosexuality. Your society no longer can say, well, it doesn't hurt anyone. I ain't got no problem with it. I don't care what two consenting adults do it in the privacy of their own home. It doesn't hurt anyone. It hurts a lot of people. It hurts the women that have to deal with men who are invading their own sports. It hurts the women that are having to deal with the men that think they are believed to be women, that are deluded and have been able to manipulate society in a way in which they deluded society into allowing these men to go inside these women's spaces. It hurts people. It hurts the people that the society claims it mostly wants to protect, which is women and children, right? It hurts women and it hurts children. You hear about people complaining all the time about people in these companies and these elites pushing homosexuality upon children. They do that because the research in which people use supports them doing it. A lot of people love using that scientific evidence of gay people can be born. They're not formed or made through wide ways of molestation. Gay people are born gay. But the same research and the same data and the same scientific research and the analysts and all that type of stuff, all things that fall under that scope of the operation, also has some other data about children being sexual beings. So when you read that, it makes sense why they're pushing homosexuality and this transgender and this tranny stuff on children, because the same research says that children are sexual beings. The homosexual agenda has been completed. There's no homosexual agenda running currently. It is a pedophilic agenda, and the same tactics and tools and manipulation tactics and ways in which people got other people that did not accept homosexuality to accept homosexuality will be used again, but for pedophilia. Do not be surprised if you wake up in a world and you're called a pedophobe. You'll be treated just like the people who do not accept homosexuality now. You'll be treated just like a homophobe. You'll be condemned and you'll be accused of being a pedophile yourself. This is the world in which many people have formed. And I don't mean this in a bashful kind of way. I don't mean this in a like a puffed up kind of way. Like I'm trying to like be arrogant and be like, well, I don't want pedophilia to be accepted. So I'm telling you what it is, and I'm being honest about what I see. And I know for a fact 100% that pedophilia can be accepted within this society, just as homosexuality is now. Because if you just think, get out of your emotions, stop being angry, just think. Because a lot of people love dwelling on nostalgia. So I want to take you back to a time in America. I want to take you back, man. I want to take you back to a time in America before Barack Obama was the president of the United States of America. I want to take you back to a time in which homosexuality and pedophilia was socially seen on an equal footing with one another. And then I want to fast forward to now, to where homosexuality is accepted. It's so accepted that people who are not even homosexuals themselves will condemn somebody else who is against homosexuality. That's how accepted homosexuality is now. Something that was on an equal footing with pedophilia. Do I have to say that again? Something that was on an equal footing with pedophilia is now widely accepted. It's widely accepted. You have, it's widely accepted, man. So when I say that pedophilia can be accepted, just as homosexuality is being accepted now, I'm not talking out of my ass. I'm not saying I want pedophilia to be accepted. I'm looking at the truth of what is. And I was dumb as a kid in school, but I always remember the math teacher said, what you do on one side, you must do on the other. And I always understood this to be a nature. I always see this in other aspects of life. And I see it in this as well. People accepted homosexuality, so on one side, they done this. And so the other is now coming. The only way society is about to combat the acceptance of pedophilia is no longer accepting homosexuality. Throw that all back into the box. Get these people the help that they need. Stop accepting it. Put it back the way it was, or if not harder, because y'all let it loose for so goddamn long, than the way it was back when before Barack Obama was the president. Because like, do y'all not remember that? Do y'all, like, people be deluding themselves? It's not like, oh, they hate it. Like, no, dude, you did hate homosexuals. You hated them. They were literally on the same playing field as pedophiles. Everybody treated them as such. There's evidence. You know why people, that's why they got beat up back then. That's why they got killed back then. Because they were equal to pedophiles, man. They were equal to pedophiles. So, you know, what kind of world you want to live in? And my goodness, people ain't gonna like this too. But the hardest truth in the world to accept is that life is fair. This society that is going on right now, you reap what you sow. And this is what society as a collective asks for. It's what society asks for. And we are all complacent in it. It's what society has asked for. You can't say any longer that homosexuality hurts nobody. There's evidence. There's evidence. And now, pedophiles are not comfortable calling, even asking the question to be called mapped out of nowhere, man. They're not. They're not. Even if Epstein and all that stuff was gone and dead in the water, you still have the problem remaining. So this is how we combat the pedophile stuff, This is how you combat it. You ain't gotta hate homosexuals on the same level. But you do have to not accept them and accept their ways thereof. And there's no such thing as a real man or a strong man that accepts homosexuality, because the homophobes, we've seen this. This is what we was warning people about. This was what everybody was being condemned that was against homosexuality. This was what all the men and all the women that were being condemned for not accepting homosexuality. This is what we was talking about. Now you have, you have people on the news who can't tell you what a woman is. The root cause is homosexuality. You cannot say it doesn't hurt anybody now. You can't say it. You cannot say it. So remember, it's either don't accept homosexuality or welcome the pedophiles with open arms. Welcome them. Handshake them, love them, just like you love their counterparts, the homosexuals. That's what it is. It's crazy. But like I said, reflection reflected. This, what you do on one side comes upon the other, man. And that's what we're seeing. But it can be prevented. So let's prevent it ASAP. Like Rocky. You dig? So dig it. And baby, if you haven't caught it, catch it, get caught. And baby, if you haven't caught it, come back through me about now, because I am the boss. You dig? Better yet, you do, because you already know what it was. And always seek to align with the truth. Never let your anger, your repulsion, your hatred, or anything else take you away from looking into what the truth is and seeing and accepting the truth for what it is. Because you do that, you let anything take you away and blind you away from what the truth is and the truth of what is, you already lost the will to yourself, and you're controlled by nothing but outside forces. And outside forces want nothing to do other than push the ways in which they want, like homosexuality. And now they're pushing the ways of pedophilia. So what will you do? Will you condemn the thing you spent so long fighting for its acceptance? Or will you seek to align with the truth and condemn your truth, condemn their truth, condemn everybody's truth and align with the truth? Because as long as you are living according to your truth or anybody else's truth, you're just another lie. And lies always fall. Just as you see homosexuality and everything under it is making everything within this society dead. You see a whole bunch of people on the internet talking about, remember 2004, it looks all sunny and all that. Everything is dead within the fruits thereof of this thing, everything in which these people have fought for and fought to have accept. So forgive yourself, have mercy upon yourself, and know there's a chance, there's hope. So push it all back into the box. And align with the truth. For the truth shall set you free. And it will set society free from what's coming, which is the acceptance of pedophilia. Do you want to live in a world where, imagine going against pedophilia and be treated just as somebody who goes against homosexuality now? I know how that feels because I go against homosexuality. I don't wish that on nobody, especially with something as worse as pedophilia. So wake up. Really and truthfully wake up.